Hello students, good morning. In last lecture, we have discussed about the Bohr's orbit or radius of Bohr's orbit. Now, in this lecture, we will discuss about the energy of electron revolving around the nucleus. Now, we know that the total energy is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. When electron revolves around the nucleus, then total energy of orbiting electron is the sum of kinetic energy and the potential energy. Now, this potential energy is nothing but the electrostatic potential energy. When electron revolves in any orbit, the energy of that orbit is constant. But when electron jumps from one orbit to another orbit, it gains energy or releases the energy. And the energy of another orbit is different from initial orbit. Now, we will discuss the all energies of electrons in different orbit. Now, the total energy of orbiting electron is the sum of kinetic energy and potential energy. Therefore, total energy is equal to kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now, we will discuss about the kinetic energy, that is here the total energy is done by En and therefore kinetic energy plus potential energy. Now the kinetic energy, first at all we will derive about the equation of kinetic energy. To derive the kinetic energy, we will use the Bohr's first postulate. By Bohr's first postulate. What is the first postulate? That is, the centripetal force is equal to the electrostatic force, and therefore we can write here the centripetal force is given by mv square upon r. Suppose electron is revolving in nth orbit, and therefore we can write here V n in the base of V, here also n in base of r, and E, that is mass of electron. V is the velocity of electron in nth orbit, and r is the radius of orbit, or radius of nth orbit. Then by Bohr's first postulate, the centripetal force is equal to electrostatic force, and electrostatic force is given by J is square 4 pi epsilon naught Rn square. mv square upon r is equal to J square upon 4 pi epsilon naught Rn square. Now, this r and this r will cancel, and therefore we can write here mv square is equal to J square 4 pi epsilon naught r. Now multiplying by 1/2 on both sides, then we will get 1/2 mv square is equal to Z square 4 pi epsilon naught Rn. Multiply by 1/2, then here will be the 8 pi epsilon naught Rn square. Now, therefore, from this equation we can write that the kinetic energy is equal to 1/2 mv square therefore kinetic energy is equal to Z E square 8 pi epsilon naught Rn. Say equation number 2. This is the formula of kinetic energy. Now we will derive the formula for the potential energy. Now we know that the potential energy is equal to potential energy of an electron is equal to electrostatic potential. Electrostatic potential into charge of electron. Charge on electron. We know the electrostatic potential. In electrostatic chapter we have already discussed about the electrostatic potential, that is Ze upon 4 pi epsilon naught R into N. Now the charge of electron is minus E, and therefore this will be equal to Ze square. We can take here this minus sign here, and which is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught R N. This is the formula of electrostatic potential potential energy of electron, that is Z square upon 4 pi epsilon naught R. Now put this value of equation 2 and equation 3. The values of equation 3 and 2 in 1. Now the total energy is equal to, that is En is equal to kinetic energy. Kinetic energy is equal to Ze square upon 8 pi epsilon naught Rn plus potential energy. Potential energy is equal to Ze square 4 pi epsilon naught R. Now this plus minus will be equal to minus, and therefore we can write here 8 pi epsilon naught R minus, and taking denominator same, then this will be equal to 2Z square upon 8 pi epsilon naught R. या ठिकाणी डिनॉमिनेटर सेम करून घेण्यासाठी आपण इकडे 2 न मल्टिप्लाय केलेला आहे न्यूमरेटरला आणि डिनॉमिनेटरला, and therefore this will be equal to 2Z square 8 pi epsilon naught Rn. Now taking subtraction, we will get minus Z square upon 8 pi epsilon naught R, and this is the energy of electron in nth orbit. Now putting the value of R in this equation, say equation number 4, we know R is equal to n square epsilon naught pi m Z E square. In last lecture we have derived the formula of radius of orbit or Bohr's orbit, that is R is equal to n square s square epsilon naught pi m E Z into E square. Put this value of R in equation 4. Then we get Here we can write En is equal to minus Je square upon 8 pi epsilon naught. Put the value of R or formula of R. Here we can write N square S square epsilon naught upon pi M E J E square. Now this pi and this pi will be cancelled here. Then we can write, taking the M, Z and E, numerator we get M Z square, this E square plus this E square will be equal to E raised to 4. And this will be divided by 8 epsilon naught square H square N square. Here En is equal to M into Z square E raised to 4 8 pi epsilon naught square S square N square. And this is the equation for total energy of orbiting electron. Orbiting electron ची ही total energy आहे. Where mass M is the mass of electron, Z is the atomic number, then E is the charge on electron, epsilon naught is the permittivity of free space, H is the Planck constant, and N is the principal quantum number. By using this equation, here negative sign, we can take here a negative sign. Negative, the total energy of orbiting electron is negative. Therefore, we can say that the negative sign indicates that the electron is bound to the nucleus. तर या ठिकाणी हा निगेटिव्ह साइन आहे, याच्यावरून आपण काय म्हणू शकतो की इलेक्ट्रॉन हा न्यूक्लियसशी बॉन्ड आहे आणि बॉन्डेड असल्यामुळे या ठिकाणी ही जी एनर्जी आहे ती कशी आहे, निगेटिव्ह आहे. अँड इफ we want to free this electron or detach this electron from the nucleus, then we must have to provide some external energy to free this electron and to make the energy equal to 0, and therefore we can find out the energy given to the electron. It is different for the different orbit. ही जी एनर्जी आहे, एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी इलेक्ट्रॉन्सला या ठिकाणी आपल्याला प्रोव्हाइड करावी लागते न्यूक्लियस न्यूक्लियसपासून फ्री करण्यासाठी. ती प्रत्येक ऑर्बिटसाठी कशी राहते, वेगवेगळी राहते. कारण एनर्जी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन ऑर्बिट इज डिफरंट इन डिफरंट ऑर्बिट. वेगवेगळ्या ऑर्बिटमध्ये ही जी एनर्जी असते ती वेगवेगळी असते इलेक्ट्रॉनची, आणि त्याच्यामुळं ह्या एनर्जीला या ठिकाणी आपण बाइंडिंग एनर्जी सुद्धा म्हणू शकतो. मग ह्या इलेक्ट्रॉनला फ्री करण्यासाठी एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी प्रोव्हाइड करावी लागते आणि त्याची इलेक्ट्रॉनची एनर्जी जी आहे ती 0 करावी लागते आणि त्यावेळेस इलेक्ट्रॉन न्यूक्लियसपासून फ्री होऊ शकतो. आणि एक्सटर्नल एनर्जी जी सप्लाय करायची आहे किंवा प्रोव्हाइड करायची आहे ती इलेक्ट्रॉनच्या ऑर्बिटवरती डिपेंड राहते. वेगवेगळ्या ऑर्बिटसाठी ती वेगवेगळी असते. नाउ putting the value of constant values of constants. Here M is constant, then epsilon naught is also constant, H is the Planck constant which is also constant, and E, that is charge on electron, is also constant. If you put these values of mass epsilon naught H and E in this equation. Then we get the energy En is equal to minus 13.6 this Z square upon N square, and in energy is measured in the electron volt. The unit of energy is electron volt, and therefore En is equal to minus 13.6 Z square upon N square, where Z is the atomic number and N is the principal quantum number. For if we consider the atom, hydrogen atom, for hydrogen atom the value of J is equal to 1. For hydrogen atom Z is equal to 1. Z ची व्हॅल्यू किती असते? 1 असते. कारण Z is the atomic number, that is number of electrons. Therefore we know that in hydrogen atom there are only 1 electron, therefore Z is equal to 1, and therefore the value of energy will be equal to minus 13.6 divided by N square electron volt. This is the energy for the hydrogen atom for different orbit. Now for first orbit, पहिल्या ऑर्बिट साठी फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट इट मीन्स n is equal to 1. n म्हणजे काय आहे? प्रिन्सिपल क्वांटम नंबर म्हणजे ऑर्बिटचा नंबर. सपोज इलेक्ट्रॉन is revolving, this is the nucleus and this is the first orbit. इलेक्ट्रॉन या ठिकाणी इथं आहे, हा काय आहे? न्यूक्लियस झाला. मग इलेक्ट्रॉनचा फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट मध्ये जर रिव्हॉल्व होत असेल, हा सेकंड ऑर्बिट झाला, हा थर्ड ऑर्बिट, तर n is equal to काय येईल या ठिकाणी? 1 येईल. मग आपल्याला काय मिळेल? व्हॅल्यू n is equal to 1, and therefore E1 is equal to minus 13.6 इलेक्ट्रॉन व्होल्ट. ही जी एनर्जी आहे, ह्या एनर्जीला या ठिकाणी आपण मिनिमम एनर्जी ऑफ फर्स्ट ऑर्बिट म्हणतो. दिस इज कॉल्ड ॲज द ग्राउंड स्टेट ऑफ ॲटम. दिस इज द मिनिमम एनर्जी of electron, or this is the ground state of the atom or ground state of electron. Now the orbit with higher value of n ची जर व्हॅल्यू आपण या ठिकाणी इन्क्रीज केली तर n is equal to 2 किंवा n is equal to 3 and so on. It means it is the excited state. ही काय झाली? ग्राउंड स्टेट एनर्जी झाली, ग्राउंड स्टेट मधली एनर्जी. आणि n ची व्हॅल्यू जर सपोज इन्क्रीज केली आपण 2, n is equal to 2, n is equal to 3 या पद्धतीने, इट विल बी द एक्साइटेड स्टेट. ती एक्साइटेड स्टेट झाली या ठिकाणी. देन एनर्जी ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन इन ग्राउंड स्टेट इज इक्वल टू minus 13.6 electron volt. Therefore we can write here the energy of electron in ground state is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. Now this energy increases with increasing n, that is energy levels of hydrogen atom can be derived from this all type of energies. Suppose this is for first orbit energy or ground state energy. Then for second orbit, that is n is equal to 2. N is equal to 2. Then we can write here En is equal to minus 13.6 divided by n is equal to 2. Therefore, this will be equal to 2 square is equal to minus 13.6 divided by 4 is equal to, this will be equal to 3.4 electron volt minus 3.4 electron volt. It means that the energy of electron in second orbit is equal to minus 3.4 electron volt. We can same as this type, we can find out the energy in third orbit, energy in fourth orbit. Then here E2, here E3 will be equal to minus 13.6 divided by 3 square is equal to minus 13.6 divided by 9 is equal to minus 1.51 electron volt. This is the energy of electron in third orbit. As well as we can find energy of electron in fourth orbit is equal to minus 13.6 divided by 4, and this will be equal to the energy of electron in fourth orbit is equal to 85 electron volt minus 85 electron volt. These are the energies of electrons in different orbit. Same as this type, we can find out the energy of electron in fifth orbit as well as energy of electron in nth orbit. nth orbit मध्ये या ठिकाणी इलेक्ट्रॉनची एनर्जी आपण फाइंड आउट करू शकतो. Therefore we can write here the if the orbit is, or number of orbit is infinity, that is, if you take the number of orbit is very high, that is n is equal to infinity. If n is equal to infinity, that is electron is far away from the nucleus. Therefore En is equal to, here minus 13.6 divided by infinity. We can write here minus 13.6 divided by n is equal to infinity, and therefore En or E infinity is equal to 0. E infinity is equal to 0. These are the energies of electron in different orbit of hydrogen atom. In hydrogen atom we have taken that is Z is equal to 1 here. Z is equal to 1. Then n is equal to first, that is ground state energy is equal to minus 13.6 electron volt. Then for the second orbit it is equal to minus 3.4 and so on. These energy are constant for this orbit. त्या ऑर्बिट साठी ह्या एनर्जी कशा असतात, कॉन्स्टंट असतात. ओके, थँक यू.